Yo Gem fam, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Dropping Gems FX. You already know my main goal is to lace you guys up with advice and tips on how to take your Forex trading journey to the next level and to bring you guys along my trading journey as well. Now today's video is going to be an FTMO Q&A. So I posted a story on my personal Instagram for you guys to ask me any questions you want surrounding FTMO, and I also took some questions, some unanswered questions from the comment section of the channel. So if you asked a question in the past and it has been unanswered, or if you just asked a question on my Instagram, it will be answered in this video, provided I get through as many questions as I want to. I'm not trying to make this video super long, right? So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first question we have is, how much profit are you making after commissions with the FTMO account? Okay, now I don't know if this is directly, a general statement, or is it directly towards me, but in general, commissions are taken out as soon as you place the trade, right? So it's like any other broker that you use, right? FTMO is not taking out commissions when you do your profit split. I can try to post a trading clip right here as I'm talking, right? And you can see that, number one, the lot size and the commissions based on that lot size is already taken out and added into the drawdown as soon as you place the trade. So for example, if I place a trade and I came out with $400 profit, just random ass number, $400 profit, but the commission was $40, it would say that I had made, $440 profit, right? But they already took the commission out, right? So that's pretty much how it works. FTMO does not charge you commission after the fact. It's really much done, as soon as you place a trade, just like any other broker would, right? The second question is, how did you manage risk when passing the challenge? Okay. I managed risk differently because I took multiple challenges, as you guys know. Depending on my trading plan, depending on how aggressive I wanted to be, depending on how much time I had to trade in that week, right? So this is pretty much super general, but I would say manage risk. You stick to your plan, right? If you have never traded standard lots before, definitely take it easy. Trade 1 or 2 standard lots and get used to that drawdown, seeing that money coming in and out of the account as your trade, fluctuates and plays out. Now, if you're more, advanced, I'd say, and you're used to using high lot sizes, I would say manage risk based on your daily max loss, right? So for a $100,000 account, that would be $5,000. For a $200,000 account, $10,000, right? So you shouldn't be placing crazy amounts of lots on one trade, right? Knowing that if it goes 10 pips against you, 20 pips against you, it's going to blow that maximum loss or daily loss. You know what I'm saying? You definitely don't want to touch that. And that's basically how I kind of think of it, right? So I don't want to go next to my daily loss and blow the account. So I would definitely prefer to put a lower lot size. And when you're doing it correctly, you're also giving yourself the peace of mind of, walking away from the trade for a couple of hours, letting it play out, and not sitting there having to manage the trade and stress over the trade and have that anxiety kind of hover over you that entire time, okay? So I hope that answered that question. The next question is, why trade with FTMO? Why not use your own capital? It's a very good question, and there's been a lot of conversation around this surrounding bigger traders who make hundreds of thousands of dollars. You guys know them. They're on YouTube. They're on Instagram. I'm talking about the real traders, by the way. So why trade with FTMO? I feel like prop firms in general allow individuals like myself who don't have a crazy amount of capital to trade in the first place, get ahead and start making those profits early in the journey, right? So, as you guys know, I've been trading for 2 years now, right? I was in college when I first started. I'm not rich. I don't come from a rich family, so I don't have $100,000 just to play with, just to trade with, right? So obviously I would start with $100 account, really small account. And with that, if you're trading the right way and if you're trading with risk management, right? You're making a couple of dollars, $20, $50, $100, right? See, that's not the case when you're trading a higher account size, which FTMO allows you to do, right? When you're trading a higher account size, that $100, that $7, that $20 can be thousands, 2,000, 5,000, 7,000, 20,000, right? So it's the potential profit is crazy when you're trading with a prop firm, right? And the only real requirement when you're trading with this prop firm is to be consistent, right? You already have the knowledge. You've been trading with a small $100 account for a while. If you have a $100 account and you can consistently make $10 in a week or in a month, right? Then you will theoretically be able to consistently make $10,000 with a $100,000 account. It's all about ratios, right? $100 to $10, right? $100,000, $10,000 profit. It's all ratio, right? So if you can do that on a $100 account, you can definitely do it with FTMO. And that is why you would trade with FTMO and not your own capital, right? You're not risking your own capital. The only risk on the table is the initial fee, right? For that account size that you try to go for. That's it. And that fee is refundable, provided that, you're profitable within your first month and you have a profit split, okay? So basically, it's a game of why trade your own capital when that's being at risk. And also, if you don't have your own capital trade, this is the fast track to start making that money. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. So the fourth question is, does FTMO tax you directly? Why are you taxed twice when you are registered as an individual? So I'm assuming that means like you signed the contract once you got your live account and you registered as an individual. Okay, so I'll take the kind of first part of that question first. So FTMO does not tax you directly. You don't get taxed while you're placing trades, and you don't get taxed upon the profit split. Whatever money is requested, whatever amount is requested is the money you receive. So if you made $10,000 for the month, obviously the profit split is 70-30. You take home $7,000, and it's not taxed. It's not touched whatsoever. So this is where the second part of this question kind of comes into place. Why are you taxed twice when you are registered as an individual? I'm not a CPA. I'm not a licensed CPA. And I will link a video that explains the topics I'm about to touch on in a lot more detail. And this is one of the videos I used to kind of gain knowledge on the subject, right? So there are certain tax laws that are applicable to self-employed people, which would be traders. If you're trading full-time, if you're trading on the side, if this is a side business, you're technically self-employed. We're like Uber drivers or anybody that's making their own money and not clocking in, basically. So the way you can shield yourself from certain self-employment taxes, you can gain deductions, is by essentially forming an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp, and following those certain guidelines to pay yourself the kind of appropriate amount, for your industry. And what I mean by appropriate amount is, for example, if you made $100,000 in a year trading, you should not be paying yourself $100,000. Number one, definitely invest back into the business, back into your education, back into equipment, for example, but also you will get taxed higher by paying yourself an astronomical amount, and you will not be able to fall into the guidelines that will save you money, right? So, like I said, I'm not too knowledgeable on the subject. I'm not a CPA, so I will place a link to a video that explains this topic in much more detail, with illustrations and all that, somewhere in this video, and the link will be down below in the comment section. Definitely do your research. I would definitely suggest to create an LLC or an S Corp, C Corp. If nothing else, taxes aside, it does give you some type of protection in terms of liability. So definitely recommend that. All right. Moving on to the next question, it's going to be, how did you set up your LLC? Is it possible to set it up as a trader? Okay. So I set up my LLC back in the beginning of the year. And I used a registered agent, right? So basically what a registered agent is, they basically do all the paperwork, filing, and all of that stuff to get your LLC registered by the state that you're in for you. You just pay a fee. It's basically like, listen, I want to have an LLC. This is the name. You pay them. They take care of everything, right? So that's the kind of route I went through, because I didn't want to kind of sign these forms incorrectly and fuck it up, basically. So I believe the registered agent I went through is called Zen Business. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of the outside businesses, channels, or whatever the case may be that I'm mentioning in this video. This is strictly to give you guys, transparent information. What I use will work for me to help you guys out, right? So the registered agent is called Zen Business. They have a website, zenbusiness.com, I believe. That is also going to be probably in the video somewhere, or link down below, right? Yeah, definitely go with the basic package. Zen Business tries to sell you a lot of services that are not needed. For example, paying to get your EIN number if you're making an LLC or an S Corp. You don't need to pay for that, right? So they charge something like $60 on top of the basic package to get that EIN number for you, when you can simply go on irs.gov and sign up for an EIN. It literally takes 5 minutes to do it, and it's not intense paperwork at all. It's literally the name of your business. You would need to wait until Zen Business obviously registers your LLC or whatever the case may be, so you can have that identification number. You put that in, and boom, you have an EIN number. It literally took me 10 minutes to get that, and with that, and the rest of the documents that Zen Business goes ahead and processes for you, you can go ahead and go to the bank and create a business account for your business, right? So that's how I set up my LLC. And is it possible to set it up as a trader? It's not specifically a trader. When you go into Zen Business and they're saying, well, what kind of business is this going to be? I believe I put investments, that category, or educational, that category, something like that. It's not specifically a trader business, you know what I'm saying? It's just a category of investments, I believe. So that's that, and that's pretty much it. That's the whole story. Let's go to the next question. If you failed a challenge multiple times, not because of strategy, but discipline, what are you doing? Okay? I would say, for me, when I think of discipline, I think of like your trading plan, right? It all comes down to the trading plan. Like, if you don't have a plan when you're going into this market, when you're trading throughout the week, you're just going to be kind of going with the flow, and that's not really smart to do in these markets, right? So going back to your trading plan, understanding maybe how many trades you want to take for the week or the day, the amount of profit that you want to make for the day, right? So obviously, big moves can come out of nowhere, and you can make a lot more, or you can make just under your profit I guess, goal for the day or the week. But the discipline comes in when you step away from the market, right? You're not over trading. You made your money for the day, and you're stepping away. Okay. So if you're failing the challenge, right, and it's not because of your strategy, you know how to trade and you know how to identify those great setups, but it's the fact that you're over trading, or maybe you're not trading with the proper risk management or risk to reward ratio, then you need to revisit your trading plan, right, and make a commitment to stick by it, right? There shouldn't be a reason why you have a trading plan and you're not using it, because what's the point of it, right? You're going in the markets without a plan, you're going to get slaughtered, okay? Or you're going to make mistakes, you're going to overtrade, you're going to over leverage, okay? So the discipline comes from the plan. Revisit your trading plan, stick to it, and rock out, man. All right? The very next question is, do you coach people to pass the FTMO challenge? This is a very interesting question. Officially, I don't coach people. I don't advertise for people to, I guess, hit me up. And aside from like giving advice, making these videos, aside from doing things like that, officially, no, I don't coach people. Unofficially, yes, I'm helping a couple of close friends who want to start trading and want to learn how to trade, want to learn how to make money. For the past 2 months, I've been really grinding out with these guys, and one of them passed their FTMO challenge already and is already funded and will be getting their money or their profit split, I believe, if not this upcoming Friday after you watch this video, then the following one after that. So he's very close to getting his first profit split. The biggest amount or the biggest payout he's ever had from trading Forex. And he's also been trading for 2 years. Kind of started around the time that I did. So it's very, very exciting and very rewarding to see that my guy can actually do this. And it's just a testament to all of you. You don't need to be an above average intellectual human, I guess, to, get involved in this market and start making money. You literally just have to have the interest, the dedication, and the passion for it, because it is tough, and this industry is not for everybody. Okay? So that's that question. All right, moving on. How do you prepare for FTMO? All right, number one, definitely go on their website and read up on the requirements and the guidelines for the specific account that you are trying to manage, okay? That's number one, because I get a lot of questions that are very, very simple, very easy to, I guess, answer, but I don't, because the information is on the website. So I'm just like, go on the website. All right, I don't work for FTMO. I'm not sponsored for FTMO, although I should be at this point with all the videos I created on this, about this company. But definitely go up to the website and read up on the requirements and the guidelines for the account that you're trying to achieve. Number two, ask yourself your why. Like, why do you want this? All right? Why do you want to manage a $100,000, $200,000 account? All right? Why will you pass this, right? Your why needs to be strong enough to get you through those points, those challenging moments where you don't think you can do it, where you're in drawdown, negative 4%, and you're about to blow the account, you know what I'm saying? And all these negative thoughts are in your head. That why is going to get you through it, right? That why is going to get you through it, okay? And number three, trading plan. Create a trading plan for how you're going to pass this challenge. What instruments are you going to trade? How many trades you're going to make a day? What's your profit goal a day? If you lose a certain amount of money, what's your threshold when you're going to stop trading? And that should be, somewhere around half of the max daily loss. Have a plan. right? That's how you prepare. You prepare. If you've already done your work before trying to get consistent, if you already know the knowledge, you know the charts, you know the candlestick patterns, you know this, you know that, your strategy works. Okay? It's literally the plan. All right? And the biggest advice I could give to you guys is to take FTMO off of a pedestal. A lot, and even myself, when I first started working with this company, trading with this company, I put this account on the pedestal, basically, and I was grinding out and stressing myself out when it was just unneeded, right? This is just a regular account like any other account, right? And if you treat it that way, and if you treat it with respect, you'll be fine. You'll be totally, totally fine. All right. Number 9, pros and cons of trading with FTMO. I feel like I already kind of touched on this a little bit, but to make it a little bit more official. All right, the pros is you can definitely make a lot more money than you would trading your own capital. Right. Another pro, like I said, you're not risking your own capital. Right. Your investment is about $700 to get the account, $100,000 account, and that's about it. That's all the risk on your table. Besides the time that you obviously put into passing the account and getting funded, right? The cons with trading with FTMO. When you have a live account, you can't trade major news events, right? News releases, right? So if your strategy is based more on fundamentals, you probably will be hindered a little bit, okay? There's a 2-minute window before and after the news comes out where your trade cannot get stopped out, it cannot hit TP, and you cannot enter trades, right? So if you're in the trade, you place a trade, which happened to me one time so far. One time, I woke up for New York session and CPI news for the US dollar was coming out, and I had no idea. Just because I didn't look at Forex Factory, I didn't look at the news releases coming out, right? So I saw a crazy good setup, no hesitation, boom, place a trade. And then that was around like 8:23, literally 8:23. At 8:30, CPI was coming out. And I realized around 8:28, when I looked on Forex Factory and I looked through the news events that are coming out, that this is coming out. So I started freaking out. I was like, holy shit. And I was trading gold, so I was like, this can easily just skyrocket 1,000. No, I'm bugging. 100 pips in one direction, and also go 100 pips in the next direction in one candlestick. Like that literally happens. Luckily, it went my way, and I was able to close in profit, and that was actually a really, really good day. But it could have easily went the opposite direction. But the point is that I was shitting myself for 4 minutes. Shitting myself, watching this kind of trade go my way, but extremely, extremely fast, and then pull back a little bit. But I was able to get out in a decent amount of profits, okay? So that's my thing. That's definitely cons. Another con is you cannot hold trades over the weekend unless you call them on Wednesday. If you call them on Thursday, it's not going to happen. You have to call them on Wednesday and let them know that you're planning to hold the trade and it has to get approved or something like that. All right, so 2 pros, 2 cons. Boom. The next question is, how long would it take an average person to pass the challenge? So you have 30 days to pass the challenge, and you have 60 days to pass the verification. But the verification profit target is half the amount of the challenge. So theoretically, they're giving you a lot more time to pass the verification than really needed. I would say an average person can pass it anywhere between 10 to 20 days, right? If you're really on it, if you're really going for it, anywhere between 10 to 20 days. I've passed the challenge before in 4 days. I've passed it in 7 days. I've passed it in 10 days. But I was really, 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 really dedicated. One challenge that I did take that I did not pass, just simply because it went over the time gap. I wasn't focused and I wasn't training every day. I took like 2 weeks off. It was really stupid. I really almost forgot that I was even training a challenge, but I wasn't really focused on the time aspect. But yeah, I would say it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how long it takes to pass a challenge. As long as you pass it, you know what I'm saying? You have 30 days to pass the challenge, make $10,000. If you make $1,000 a day, you can pass it in 2 weeks, which is 10 trading days. You know, there's definitely more than enough time for you to pass the challenge. And you don't have to rush yourself. You don't have to see if you can rush to pass in under 10 days and under 20 days. You have 30 days. Use the time. Trade easy. Less anxiety, less stress. And you'll be totally perfectly fine. Now this video is getting insanely fucking long. So I am going to stop right here. Guys, if you enjoyed the content in this video, if you enjoyed the information, definitely leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe. Yo, we're almost at 800 subscribers. That is insane. I fucking love you guys. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comment section. And without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next one.